And here we are. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Filtrated Lion. There we go. So yeah, hi. For those of you that are new here, my hair does whatever it feels like doing. I have no control on that. I'm Shiro. We are doing the Bootleg Cookie live stream every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, where I will draw a comic that will be posted on Friday. And in the meantime, I complain a lot. I mostly drink water lately. Too lazy to make tea, and I don't feel like Kool-Aid, so there's that. Aging. And usually I like to talk about artistic stuff before we go to the main course. Just going to move that window real quick so I'm a bit more lighted. There we go. I forgot to do a couple things. I'm gonna go take care of that real quick. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab this. I received this week some paper that I had been waiting on. I know, guys, we'll get to it when I missed yesterday's stream, but for a good reason. Can you tell us the good reason? Because I am curious. But on the other hand, it's okay. That's why we on les enregistre, câlisse, on YouTube. Because not everybody can be there in the middle of the day at 1 p.m. Eastern. You would think that I would be more prepared for a comic that I titled Prep Time. You would think. But no, I am not that smart. Alright, back to the actual stream. So, the actual sketchbook is way over there. Let's go get it, so I can tell you guys about this paper. Now, the original idea, of course, was to film a video of the different steps of the coloring process, but then, because I didn't want to record on my phone, I tried to do it through the computer. My OBS was lagging seriously and then froze, and I had already finished part of the art and I didn't want to start over, so we're going to talk about it here. I was at Free Comic Book Day event and Art Expo, and I was dressed as Boba Fett. It was awesome. You damn right it was awesome, and that is a perfectly good reason. You are correct. Because I know a thing or two about trying to table at an event on Free Comic Book Day. I actually put that down as a bootleg cookie in the archives now, where it happened that the weekend of Timmins Comic Con landed on a Saturday of Free Comic Book Day, and I had this old guy come up to my table all cranky, look it over and said, "It's Free Comic Book Day, these should be free!" And I just kicked in retail mode, and I was like, "Only at participating retailers, sir." It got him to leave, so that's fine. But yeah, Free Comic Book Day and May the 4th be with you. I mean, you kind of were legally obliged to show up as Boba Fett. So yeah, here we go. Here's the new paper. Oh, hoo-hoo marker pad. Bleed proof. that's what got me interested. I have been wanting to try out some of Ohuhu's paper. This was not sent to me. I used my own money. So this is a work expense. I remember that, yeah. Don't we all? 60 sheets. I got the... I can't talk today. I can't talk. Ah, it's not working. Spiral-bound version. That's what I'm trying to say. I got the spiral-bound version because that's how I like them. I am clearly left-handed. So what I like to do usually with these types of sketchbooks is open them upside down and start from the butt, because then I don't lean against the spiral bound. There was also a glued version, but if I was going to use this as a sketchbook, which after trying it out I'm not gonna, we'll get there in a couple of minutes. What I was planning on using it as a sketchbook, that's why I got the spiral bound version, but that's not gonna happen now. What's the weight on this thing? Might as well give all the details. This is the 10 by 7.6 inch version, 90 pounds, 150 GM2, whatever that means, and the millimeters, but nobody's going metric here except me. I'm gonna take a look at the doodles, and the actual cover is a little bit more coated than the pages inside, and they expect you to design your own cover. That is the cover. It's feeling very glossy under the fingers, so that's nice. The paper itself, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Surprisingly thick for 90 pounds. And it's also very, very smooth. There is a hint of a tooth, but not really. But it's very slightly more toothy than my Deleter marker paper. So there's that. Therefore, the sampling. Oh, still surprised. So basically what happened is that I had to spend $30 to get a black cartridge for my printer because it likes to print the ink when I'm not, drink the ink when I'm not looking. And then it took me $30 a week installing the cartridge, installing new drivers for it, even if it wasn't that long since I used it. And then rebooting the Mac, and that still didn't work, and then rebooting the router, and finally my printer decided, oh yeah, maybe I should, ASMR moments, maybe I should print all those stuff that they're trying to get me to print, that I'm well aware exists, I just don't feel like it, but now I do. So I wanted to test several things with this paper. So, first of all, it takes printer ink remarkably well. I colored with different supplies. It did not scratch the printer ink off. So, right there already, I am pleasantly surprised. So, here we go. Finally, I'm going to shut my mouth real quick and show the samplings. Now, here are 4 versions of Risa Garde. My Dragon Quest XI OC, because I am 12 on the inside. The first version is Ohuhu markers only, because it advertised itself as a marker paper primarily, but it says it can also handle water-based markers, pencils, and graphite. So the graphite, I pretty much think if it can handle the colored pencils, it can handle the graphite. It's basically the same thing. So there is no graphite version, but there is a version where I put everything I could on this one. So this is the Ohuhu markers, the Honolulu set. I got this gigantic bin, we all know about it. This one was the real test for me. These are, I know they're still out. These are water-based markers that I got at the dollar store. They are shit. Okay, I keep them only because I can use them in my various airbrushes. The reason I say they are shit, the bullet nibs are always incredibly dry, and the chisel nibs eat the paper every single time, except here. It did eat a little bit, like I can feel it here, there's some texturing going on, but not as bad as with any other kind of paper. Can you hear the slight eating and texturing? Yeah. So yeah, that's why she looks weird, because I only had these colors, and these are the only watercolor markers that I own, sadly enough. Maybe I should put a set of watercolor markers on my Throne account. My Throne account, which I use to help me get new art supplies. Ahem, ahem. Here's another pleasant surprise, if it ever decides to focus. Focus. Come on, baby. You know you wanna. There we go. This is the Prismacolor Premier wooden pencil, colored pencil sampling. This is the one that surprised me the most. The only reason she actually has texture in her hair is because I wanted it there. This paper takes colored pencil incredibly smooth. This is not me pushing hard here. This is me layering. It actually takes colored pencil layering super well. As expected, like the first layer is always like riddled in white, but the second layer already started getting super opaque. That shocked me because I am terrible at colored pencils by themselves, okay? I do not have the patience. You're supposed to layer and layer and layer. I do the first layer and then I rub like a to get the frickin' pigment down. These are so smooth. Like, I can feel and hear the difference between this one who ate the surface of the paper a little bit, and there is nothing going on here, as if I didn't draw anything. That's how smooth it is. Listen, listen. Nothing, just smoothness. So nice. And finally, focus. Focus. Thank you. This is Ohuhu colored marker and Prismacolor Premier and a little bit of Posca for good measure, because I wanted to see if it could layer, because it's so smooth. I wanted to see if it could layer pencils on top of markers, and it can. And again, surprisingly smoothly. I am besides myself. Now, one of the main reasons I wanted to test the shit tier watercolor markers is because this paper advertised itself as completely bleed proof. You're probably going to notice that there's another set of risas on the back of the paper, is because I had printed it the first time, but then it cropped all weird, and I did not want to use a fresh sheet for a color test. So, how bleed proof is this bleed proof paper? Completely! Look at that! There is nothing but the old line art that I had pre-printed. There is nothing. This is where the shit tier paper reading watercolor marker is. There is nothing. Not a dot, not a speck. This is spotless. Perfectly clean. And I mean, I pushed this time. My patience and the marker. This is witchcraft. This is witchcraft paper. And it's smooth, but it grabs colored pencil super well. And like part of the reason that is so smooth, especially on the skin and her vest, is that I also use my my pencil blender. So of course, if you put it in bright light, it's going to be shiny, 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 shiny like Ghost Treasure. But so smooth. Application is smooth. Layering is smooth, if a little hard, because it's still wax on the smooth paper that has barely a tooth, but it was a delight to work on it, honestly. So that's why, if the bleeding was working good for me, that's why I wanted to use it as a sketchbook to do some marker, heavy ink sketch work. But it's such a nice texture, and it prints well. Like, let's go back to the back side. Look how crisp those lines are. They did not melt with the watercolor markers. They did not melt with the alcohol marker. They did not budge with all the pushing and rubbing that I did with the mixed media. I don't know what Ohuhu did with this paper, but I'm pretty sure it involved a goat. It's a witchcraft joke. I always joke about sacrificing goats to get what I want. This channel does not condone sacrificing goats to Satan. Because a lot of people will take my jokes seriously. Like that one girl who got super mad because I made a stamp about this big on Divine Art saying that all art thieves should burn. And burning hurts! Well, duh! And they wanted a debate. Look, I've known you for 10 minutes. I enjoyed none of them. I'm not taking homework assignment from you, okay? Okay. So, we're here to watch me draw. Let's scoot the screen and Boba Fett lion here. Change a couple things around. You know, I really wish there was a way to color the drop-down menus. It would be easier for me. Yeah, perfect, thank you. Because like if I go back down to my colors, you can see I have a ton of color palettes. A lot of them I created myself and are available on my Ko-fi shop. Link, like and subscribe. And like the Hyper Game Child, which is here, which is based on the super version of a certain cartridge that enabled you to play cartridges from a portable system. They're all there. They're also as a, like, pixely, blocky gradient. Pretty sure I put them together in a bundle. And because I'm not a complete asshole, if we put them as a medium list, if you guys can... Probably not. Okay. Can I move you real quick? Alright, if you guys can see, because I don't want to move it for real because it's going to fuck up my whole display, I put the list, like, by section as it is in the software, and the actual code name of each color. And I believe I did that for all of my palettes. So the Kurt Tacky palette has all the actual names of the actual colors and so on and so forth. All available at my Ko-fi shop. At, of course, Sovereign Official. Where's my script? There we go. Switch that to companion mode. and then we'll actually begin. This is so nice since they re-implemented the dark mode on this thing. So much dust. If this basement had a ceiling, there would be less dust. I had someone comment that my art style was very Garfield-like. I'll take that as a compliment. I like Garfield. Keep in mind, I am visibly upset, not just because I'm being fired here, but it's because they chose to have the new manager call me, and that guy was kind of a sexist dick with me, so... He literally asked me where I wanted to work when they remanaged, and I was like, here, right here. Pointing at the video games. Then he decided to give the video games to a male co-worker and gave me the music. I know nothing about music. I listen to Weird Al and video game soundtracks. I know nothing. I am Jon Snow. Who the hell is Alanis Mon Assiette? See, that's another stupid joke because the other artist that I listen to is François Pérusse, and that's another comedian, so yeah. There we go. Much better. I said... Work with me, CSP. Ah. Don't know what was going on with that. I would have said ahora mismo if I was studying Spanish at the time. Of course, Boss should not be confused with Boss Boss. Boss was Boss Boss's son. Because it was like Boss Boss, Boss, and Good Manager, and then Boss hired Bad Manager. And I'm sorry, I will keep calling him Bad Manager, even if he's a good manager now. I don't know, I don't work for them anymore. But, he was an ass with me, let's be honest. But it was true that they would schedule, like, they had the morning meetings on Wednesday mornings for 15 minutes because it was kind of like a pep talk before work. And they would proceed to give me my days off on Wednesdays. I live 20 minutes away from town on a good day. And they decided that these meetings should be like obligatory. Mandatory, that's the actual word I'm looking for. Mandatory. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing I'm not a man, Dan, because I'm not going. I am not driving 40 minutes for a 15-minute meeting for a day that I will have nothing to go on about. It's my day off. You want me to go to that meeting, schedule me for that day, and then give me a day off on any other day of the week. Because let's be honest, I'm a loser that doesn't go out anywhere. So they would schedule me for the weekend and I was like, yeah, sure, okay. Like when I say I don't go out, I do not go out. What is there for me to do in this town? I don't drink. Yeah, that's it. That's the extent of the activities that are available in town. I don't hunt. I don't, we do have a four-wheeler, but, like, 3/4 of the time it's broken, and the other quarter my dad uses it, and good for him, honestly. He deserves to have some nice things going on. Like, I think we've had that four-wheeler for 15 years, and it's only been working, like, since last year. What a frickin' lemon that thing is. But my dad is more stubborn than a lemon. And he kept repairing it and changing pieces and changing pieces. I'm pretty sure by now it, save for the frame, it's a new four-wheeler. I'm hearing little footsies. My parents are back with the dog. Yeah, you're in your 40s and you still live with your parents? Yeah, because 1, I can't afford to move out, and 2, do you not take care of your parents when they're older? You think this is all I do? I do their chores too. Well, I do mom's chores. Dad is kind of like, yeah, I can still do my shit myself. But when Dad needs help, oh, I am on that. Well, it's fun to do stuff with Dad. Because we're both really, really, really silly people. As we saw in the episode where I was... Both me and Dad were having trouble keeping tracks of our respective tapes. My parents had ice cream while they were out and they gave some to the dog. The fact that I heard that should be a very good incentive for my mom to help pay for a door from my studio. So what we are planning on doing though is because you guys know that I have what I call the torture mat, which is a Shakti brand acupressure mat, which is basically a bed of nails, but you know, pretty in pink, because I think it's pretty clear that I'm a big fan of pink. And after my dad had trouble staying upright because his back hurt, I got mad. I went to get my torture mat, and I had him sit. Whoops! I had him sit on it for. Since when is the line black? That's new. Oh, that's why it thinks it's in the. Okay, I'm learning shit. The vector lasso tool. My bad. And I had him sit on it for a while. And yesterday he did the thing again where his back hurt so much he was leaning on the butcher block with both hands. So without a word, I finished what I was doing in the kitchen, went downstairs, got my torture mat, brought it back up, put it on his chair, went back down to finish some work and play some Ni no Kuni 1. This morning, my dad always had lung trouble, and every day he has to clear up in the bathroom. And this morning, my dad told my mom to tell me that he was feeling clearer than he's ever been. He cleared up last night. He had a great night's sleep. He never coughed. So all that to say, he's going to try the torture mat again tonight, and if it still helps clear him up, me and Mom are planning to get him his own torture mat so that he can bring it anywhere he needs. Because I need mine, okay? This type of work, I need a 20-minute session after I'm done working. Like, my chair is comfortable. It's the fact that I don't get up as often as I should. That is the real problem. I got an ergonomic cushion and everything. So yeah, we're effectively like working as a family. If I need money, they're there. If they need money, I'm there. So far, so forth. I do the chores that are mainly set in the basement, and the heavy stuff and the computer stuff. My dad cooks, he does maintenance around the house, and my mom keeps the couch warm. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's true. Oh wait, I'm in prep time too now. Yeah, because guess what? This is going to be a 3-parter. Yeah, if anybody is interested in helping me get another mat for my dad, I'm going to put it up as a goal on my Ko-fi. And if you want to donate towards it, just like drop a couple coins my way on my Ko-fi, and if you have a place to make a note, just say for your dad and I'll understand. In fact, I'm going to go to my Ko-fi and do that right now, actually, for my dad. If I can remember how. I don't remember how to add a goal. There it is. there we go. The goal is now set up in my Ko-fi page. Now that's going to help. Back to what we were actually doing. I'm talking at like Bob Ross level to make sure he doesn't hear me. It looks like I'm being lazy drawing this phone. This is what our home phones look like. You know, le design épuré makes things look less interesting in a comic. It's just a rectangle. They're not putting in any effort. No, that's what our phones look like from the back. Now I do believe I have the speech bubble that I'm looking for, but not in here. Why do you look like that? That's probably a download. This is just because Oh, there's my old RPG window. I don't use that one anymore because it's so low res. I use this window usually in the Smack comics. pretty sure I'm not really going to be needing some penciling this time around. But just to be safe, you know? And like that we get to spend a little bit more time together. Now, isn't that just wonderful? Keep in mind that boss was the one that tried to call me out in a meeting, in a full store meeting, on not counting the consoles right. Like, it's something that, you know, you could tell me in private, but no. You wanted to call me out in public about a mistake. Now, usually, when I make a mistake, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it, it's my fault, and I'll be more careful next time. Not a lot of people like that. No, seriously, I can see, like, if I make a mistake and somebody calls me out on it, I usually can see why it's a mistake. But I react very nonchalantly because, like, y'a pas mort d'homme, but it doesn't mean necessarily that I don't care. When I react like that, usually it means, okay, yes, I understand, and I'll be more careful next time and stuff like that. And some people think, like, they think some weird shit, like, I'm better than them, like, they get mad out of the blue. It took me a while to understand it's because I don't react the way they expect me to be. And I don't know how much reaction I'm supposed to give. But when I understand something, I'm like, oh, okay. And some people do not like that. However, when I don't make a mistake, and I'm being blamed for something I didn't do, we're gonna have a problem. So during the meeting, like, almost hoping I barely noticed, is like, oh yeah, by the way, Shiro, you're gonna need to be more careful because you miscounted the consoles. First of all, I know by heart that we had 15 consoles at any given time in the store. The store was as big as my hand, okay? Secondly, and that part I actually said was like, oh really? I miscounted the consoles during the inventory. And he said, yeah, and you gotta be more, you gotta learn to be more careful. And I'm like, yeah, Like, I was really pushing the fake acting. Just one thing. If you could just clear that up for me real quick. Just have one thing to say. Mind explaining me how I managed to do that since I wasn't the one counting the consoles? And he was like, and I can prove it too, because you had to sign our initials on each paper of each section of the store. Like, if you kept the papers, you will be able to tell that I did not write my initials on that section. Maybe it wasn't you. Yeah, maybe it wasn't me. Like, trying to take advantage of my lack of memory? Like, I don't have the best memory, but at the same time, for, like, trivia and stuff like that, I have surprisingly good memory. And, like, a console box, okay, it's huge. I would know if I missed a console or miscounted the consoles. So, now I know it was Jay that miscounted the consoles, if miscount there was. But I wasn't going to put him under the bus. Dude was a good guy. If the boss can't handle his own system, this is not Jay's problem. I mean, yeah, almost 10 years not working for that store, and I still remember that we always had at least 15 consoles at all times. I don't know what he was trying to pull with that little stunt, but it did not work. This is the same store where I got assaulted twice by the same guy, and I had to hurt him physically the second time. Well, the second time. I hurt him physically the first time too, but apparently I went for his head, and that's not a vital organ for that idiot. So... Twisted his thumb the second time and left me alone. Like, I can laugh about it now, but... Like, dude, technically, you're my cousin. And that's just the second part. Because the first part is, do not touch me! Do not even attempt to touch me. Why is consent such a hard concept to grasp for some men? Plus, not happy with that. That guy had a reputation and they hired him probably because of the reputation. And it's like I keep saying, I loved that job did not love me. Because my favorite part was the video games, and they stopped selling video games when they moved. Well, they stopped selling video games almost immediately after they fired me. So that sucked. Now if I want a hard copy video game, either I go on Amazon, or I drive down to, like, it's like two hours away to another town to go to Sputnik. Because the thing with Sputnik is that they're a video game store, but they also have merch, and they also sell old video games. And sometimes I just order online from Sputnik. And that's how I got my copies of Breath of Fire 1 and 2 for SNES. Like, they had the set before, and I left it there because I didn't have any money, and then when I went back, it was understandably sold. So, when I saw it online, I was like, I cannot miss my chance a second time. And I got it. Sue me, I like SNES games. And ideally, if I can get the original cartridge at an affordable price, looking at you, Earthbound. I'll get it. Is this how you ended up with 6 copies of Final Fantasy IV? Yes. Like, my first play of Final Fantasy IV was, of course, the SNES cartridge. It was a rental. And it's after playing Final Fantasy IV that I tried Final Fantasy VI, because I had been looking at the back of Final Fantasy VI for a long time, but all it had was Loke and Vector. So it didn't actually look like, you know, a game. So I never picked it up, but after trying 4, I tried 6, and 6 ended up being my favorite Final Fantasy game. I rented it so much that Christmas, Mom decided to get me the game. There was even one time where I accidentally dropped the booklet inside one of my school folders, and we were returning the game, but the booklet was not in it. It was an angry, panic drive back home to find it. But we did find it, and it was given back. No need to say that now with my own copy, that booklet stays safely in its box. So yeah, my first play of Final Fantasy IV was on the cartridge, back then named Final Fantasy II. Then I actually owned it on PlayStation 1. Then I believe on Game Boy Advance, then on DS, then on PSP, and then on SNES. And now my most recent copy is Pixel Remaster on Switch. But actually owning Final Fantasy IV on SNES, that one was not thanks to Sputnik. I was at Tim and Con's one year, and they had a booth of old video games, and I was just flipping, just like that. And then I was like, and then I flipped behind it, and there was Secret of Mana, and I was like the boot, the con hasn't opened yet. I was just flipping because my table was ready, and I was like, oh! Thank you, Annan. We're now up to... Oh, there was a delay. We are now up to 54. Thank you very much, Annan. 54% on my metallic paints. And I looked at the guy and I was like, keep these, okay? Keep these handy. I will be right back. I absolutely promise. I just need to go and get my wallet. Keep these. I will be right back. Just a couple of minutes. Just a time to get back to my table. I promise you. And I ran. And I'm not a runner. And I ran to my table, grabbed my wallet. I was like, Davis, keep my table, I'll be right back. I got the game, and the games, like, put together, it was $175 because they're games, like, on demand. And not happy with that, the guy said, oh, and by the way, look, I have the map for Secret of Mana. Here you go. And I was like, ah! Loose cartridges, no booklets. But I have the map to Secret of Mana, so that's cool. And of course in the back there's like the Yggdrasil tree. I know they called it like the life tree or something, but whenever I see a tree that's really special in a game, I will always call it an Yggdrasil tree. Because that's the whole point. Yggdrasil is the tree of life. So does that mean you think the Deku tree is an Yggdrasil? Yes! The Deku tree is an Yggdrasil. I will die on that hill. That's not how you pronounce Yggdrasil. I don't care. So I'm pretty sure that's how they pronounce it in Dragon Quest XI. But anyway. We are one step further to my new metallic colors. Oh, you're doing that thing. Okay. Now it's gonna fill. There we go. Nice and comfy. I'm looking at that. Okay, we're finally working again on the Oryx 6, and Andrew needed some graphics. Done for the presentation and stuff like that, so he asked me to finish coloring pages 1 to 5. So I had to pick back up where I left in 2019, and like, what the fuck was I thinking? To tell you that I had trouble. Like, it doesn't show here because, like I said, Bootleg Cookie is my fast style, but I changed the way I do colors nowadays, which is faster and better quality and stuff like that, and to have to try to work with what I used to... Oh. I was like, why are you like that, Shiro of the past? Ah, there we go. Ouais, quand on fait un effort et qu'on arrête d'être niaiseux, c'est ça qui arrive. Like, I had to go back and paint over so many artifacts. And you guys probably noticed my layers now are usually colored for easy identification. None of my layers are colored back then. And I use different terms for shading and highlighting. And, oh. What a freaking pain. So I'm very looking forward to the next ones. When I'm going to be unapologetically using my my modern way of coloring. It's going to go faster and better. Of course, like 5 years from now, I could probably look at my current way of coloring and going, what the fuck again? This is what happens when you work and practice and change the way you do things. Then you look back and you go, why? But you know what? That's okay. This is how you learn. Why did you create another layer? Oh, that's why. Okay, okay. Now it's all together, and now I'm on the correct layer for a change. I'm a professional comic artist, but I'm also a professional idiot. Wow, you make it look so easy. Yeah, I make it look so easy. I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Boo boop bee doo boo. I'm so cranky in these cartoons, and I'm so happy when I'm live streaming. I actually enjoy you guys' presence. That's the difference. when I talk about my work, because yes, I did love my job, and no, my job did not love me, so it's always me having to react to whatever the hell fantasy did Capitan eat? Capitan? Me? I had lunch before I started streaming. Well, I had a very late breakfast and then I had some chips. It wasn't meant for you, Shiro. Oh, you're on multiple streams? Why, you cheating? I mean, of all the butt dials I've ever had, this is like one of the nicest. So now we need to know, did Capitan eat? Keep us updated on that, Filtrated Lion. Now I'm invested. Ignore the first message, please. I was asking if my dog ate. Oh, you have a dog and his name is Capitan. Now we need to know if Capitan ate. It is important to know if Capitan ate. Ignore the first message. Ha! You don't know me very well, do you? We need to know. I need to report this information to my own dog, Lily. Anybody who has known me for a long time who might be in the chat. I haven't said that to my parents. This is so embarrassing. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Of all the messages that someone could misdial into the wrong chat. You know, like, do you have the stuff? I'll have the money soon. No, that is like the cutest thing. Did the dog eat? I need to know. I don't want to feed them again and they get fat. Yeah, of all the time for Shiro to look up at the chat. Oh! I will never live this down. Update, no, he hasn't ate, so I'm feeding him now. Good! It is important for dogs to have their meals. Make sure he has something nutritious. You know what? I'm going to text my mom. There we go. Now mom knows Capitan ate. I'm sorry, but that is like the cutest mistake ever. I'm so used to assholes writing weird shit in the chat. That is adorable. So now we know Filtrated Lion is a good dog owner. Pass it on. It's gonna end up on WikiLeaks. once it's on the internet, it's forever on the internet. And these lives are recorded in an archive on YouTube. My pappy used to say, on vaut rien si on vaut pas une risée. What breed is Capitan? Lily is a little Maltese. With a little multitude. She's so small, she's a Malteser. He's my baby. I'm spread the love. Aww. He's a boxer. That explained the name. Capitan. That's usually a tall breed. Like, you hear king, prince, captain, duke. It's usually a tall breed. So if he's a boxer on top of... Oh, Capitan must be adorable. Boxers usually have some of the best personalities. I've been lucky, really. All the dogs that I've met personally, always adorable little things. Like, I had a Rottweiler, full-grown Rottweiler once, throw me to the ground and lick me to death. I was 9 or 10. No, probably a little older because probably older than 9 or 10 because soon after that I got Phantom. But it's hard to gauge because I usually go by height in my head, and I was like this gigantic child right up until 6th grade, and then I stopped because, well, puberty. But yeah, I remember I was small compared to that Rottweiler. And the owner was like, like the Rottweiler itself was tied to this huge heavy chain, and the owner was like, well, you can go say hi. So I went to say hi. The Rottweiler was so happy to see me, it jumped on me, pushed me down on the ground, and like the whole tongue was like... And I couldn't stop laughing, and of course my dad is afraid of big dogs, so he was rather uncomfortable. And that's why when we ended up with Phantom, Phantom was about the size of a Maltese. No, she was a little bigger. She was a border collie, but she was short for a border collie. And, well, then again, Lily, she's tall for a Maltese. Like, she's got legs on her for days. Oh! Gamerlap is now following. Thank you for joining the party, gamer. Yeah, that little sprite is me. I know it's a little hateful that I theme my whole live stream on video games when what I'm doing is drawing. I like video games. No, but I like video games a lot. Let's be honest. And of course the theme is my favorite one, Final Fantasy VI, because I have no life. That's pretty super cute. Thank you. I edited it myself. Edited. Je l'ai changé moi-même. Bon. I opened up Ace's sprite and then I put Terra in there and then I took her hair off and then I put my own and then I put my own clothes and there we go. It's really easy. Like, sprite editing, like, I was on the internet in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, of course, it was like sprite comic supremacy at the time, so I've been doing sprite editing for a while. And of course, I forget the complete entire panel. Actually, my first sprite editing dates back to the Commodore 64. I'm just saying I can't do big dogs because I was attracted by 3 large dogs years ago. Filtrated line clearly meant attack. Because attracted, that will get you on some lists. Poor lion is now all flustered. They're doing typos. And I'm a horrible person, I point them out. But I can do that, see, because turns out I am terrible when I start typing. Like, I pay 0 attention, you know? I started up as a sprite after a long time again today as well. Ooh, we got another artist in the chat! That is my favorite thing. I love when we have artists in the chat. I just saw the typo. I like to call these, like, not Freudian slips, but Freudian cartwheels because it's so outlandish. But it's so funny, so, yeah. Autocorrect chose violence. Story of my life. I start to chat with my friends and then it's Jesus take the wheel after a while and then I go back and I change it and if you didn't say anything then it would have gotten weird. Oh, you know I have to say something. I cannot let shit go. Now, well, Pobody's nerfed. Last time I checked, we're all humans. At least that's what we claim. Oh, Badat! Man, I hate typos also. Hi, everyone. Hi, Badat! Holy shoot, now we have 3 people talking in chat. Like, oh, like that's a record. That's, like, I'm thrilled. not something that happens often. I do more design work than illustration, but sometimes you gotta scratch that itch. I agree. Like, I do more cartooning than painting, but sometimes when you gotta get that painting out of your system, you know? I don't paint often, but when I do, I enjoy it a lot. Sometimes you just gotta shitpost for yourself. You know, for your mental health. It's like when people ask you, so when you're not drawing for work, what do you do to relax? I draw. It's just a different type of drawing. It's like asking a chef, what do you do to relax? I cook. Like, you still gotta cook at home? You still eat? You still gotta eat? You can't exactly relax with takeout. Takeout is nice, but you can't get takeout every day. It's not healthy and it runs up expensive. Clip Studio over Illustrator any day, though. Amen! Do not get me started on my hate of Adobe products. Do not. We're having a good time here, and I wish to not ruin it. However, people that can work with Adobe products, go right ahead. I'm not gonna hate on you. A tool is a tool is a tool. And if you work with Adobe, you're a tool. No, I'm kidding! I absolutely love Clip Studio. I used to work it with GIMP. But like one day it decided to be super laggy and super slow, and that's when I decided to make the jump to Manga Studio. It's been a while, isn't it? And I never changed since. I love this software. Is it hard to understand at times? Hella! Is it worth it? Hella! Oh, Lily is singing the Song of Her People. Let me translate her Song of the People to us English speakers. Get off my lawn, get off my lawn. Who are you? I don't know you. Get off my lawn. Course. Me and the homies hate Adobe's pricing strategy. That's one of the things I hate. They also really tend to be gigantic assholes when they want, in general, but... Problem is they want so often, you know? But here's the thing with me personally. If we forget what they did, if we just go like selfishly talking about just my experience with Adobe products, past Photo Deluxe in the late 90s, I'm not kidding, I never got a single Photoshop to work. Never. Like, the last time I tried was with Photoshop Elements 3. Are you left-handed by chance? Every left-handed college I know uses similar UI. Like, yes, I'm left-handed. This is mirrored. I'm left-handed. Yeah, I used to have the UI, like, sandwiched. Like it always used to. But, like, after a while, I was like, you know what? This would be a lot more useful for me, personally. Now, the poor right side of my screen is almost never used, only the middle. The anger is real for Adobe. Yes! Yes, it is! Like, I have this gigantic box of Adobe Photoshop Elements. It's either 3.0 or 0.3. There's a 3 in there. Never got it to work. I got it to install, I would boot it up, and it would crash. And then I would boot it up, and it would crash. Then I would uninstall, reinstall, boot it up, and it would crash. And then there were copies that I got a certain way. Ahem. And they would just not boot. Personally, everything other than brushes on the right side. I mean, I would probably put the stuff like on the right side if I had a touch screen. Because I use my right hand to hold my tabmate, which has programmable shortcuts. Because I can't do anything like everybody else. Couldn't get one of them specialty Wacom shortcut machines, or what's the name of that one with the wheel there? It's very popular. It's just I find this much more comfortable for me because I'm always leaning on my right arm because I like to keep my back at a 45-degree angle when I draw because I'm a complete idiot. I use Adobe every day, but I will never recommend anyone to pay for their copy. Nobody does. But yeah, on one hand, I understand because Adobe does have the advantage of being easy to use. Clip Studio, it's a learning curve. For all the basic stuff, like the shit is right there, you know? For some special tricks, like you have to search. Like I have a color gamut tool here that I have programmed on my companion mode. Like all I have to do is tap on my phone and it shows up, but like in order to find it, I think it was like layer see, I already forgot where it was. I know ruler frame is where I had to go if I wanted. See, combine frames is right there. Combine frames is when you're doing a comic and then you need to remerge some of your panels if they're in frame mode, and you have to go to layer, ruler frames, and combine layers instead of like just going to your frames tool because it's not here. You have the divide tool, you don't have the combine tool. So I put it in my companion mode, which has access to, right now we're here, but let's go to here. Access to the quick access menus, and I made several depending on what comic I'm doing. Like right now I'm on Bootleg Cookie. I have one especially for Mario Comics. I have one for Charybdis, etc. and so on and so forth. You just don't see me use it because I use it on my phone where I can just look down and tap. I will show you guys. All you gotta do is download the Clip Studio on your phone. Now, Clip Studio, the thing is, you can use it for free for like 31 hours, I believe, because it used to be 1 hour a day, but now it's like a continuous 30 hours, and then you have to pay or wait until next month. Companion mode, however, stays free the entire time. So I got free Clip Studio version with companion mode here, where I have access to all my shortcuts that I programmed. The only design studio I've ever been to possibly did not have the most legally obtained Adobe products. I mean, at the beginning of this year, they used AI images to advertise their latest tablets and the Year of the Dragon sale and stuff like that. People were not happy. So yeah, as far as doing things against Adobe, I'm all for it. All just theory though. A game theory. Oh, Pavlov's dog. Ding ding ding. Where are my grays? I'm looking for my grays. There we go. I need to do a cleanup in my pellets. I've got like 3 different Copic pellets, and there's one I don't use at all that I need to clear up. That was Wacom. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. That is absolutely my bad. I'm just... Let's put it like this. You know that scene where Marge goes, Bart, no! And Bart's like, I'm right here, Mom. I'm sorry, force of habit. Lisa, no! That's what happened in my brain. And see, that's what we were talking about earlier, about me admitting when I make mistakes. And if you guys missed that, this live stream is recorded and saved for later. Because the important thing here is being funny. So if I embarrass myself, that's funny. I mean, clearly I'm a clown here, so... Still, but let's talk about that. That was just an underpaid intern making a mistake and no one caring to check over them. Clearly, because then when they pedaled back, they were like, we ran it through multiple AI detection softwares, and it didn't come back as AI, so we don't understand. Okay, here's a trick when looking at AI images, okay? Because it was clearly off. Therefore, while we're at it, pay your interns. You never know when it might come in handy. The cope on Twitter was insane. Oof. Was it ever? Oof. I just turned on Twitter that day and I was like, you know, like Glover coming in with the pizzas. You should have just said, ah, shit, my bad. Yeah! Like, we apologize, maybe? Possibly? It was our fault? AI art can redact. That's either my filter or Badat actually wrote redacted. Yeah, that's why I call it AI images. Because, first of all, put the torches and pitchforks away. I did try 2 AI images rendering softwares. And I hated it. Oh my god. Oh, that is not what I want. Because, you know, people keep telling you that, oh, you're going to save so much time. I know people in the whole AI field and none of them care for AI art. Like, it saves you so much time, you get so many different renditions of the same art, and like, it polishes it up so much, and oh my god, I can probably guess what Multi just said. And I was like, these people are like really gung-ho about AI image rendering, so I'm at least going to try, you know, give it a try. I wrote redacted, don't want to get in trouble. Thank you, Badat, very appreciated. Oh, and that... Yeah. This needs to be thicker. So the ones I tried were Dream Up from Divine Art, and that's a whole other rant. Transformative AI just autocorrect for images. Maybe if I actually put white. There we go. Those chatbots are just fancy autocorrect. And that's putting it politely. So I tried Dream Up, and I tried Akuma.io, I believe. Now Dream Up is just text-based. Akuma is text-based with the ability to doodle on the side to guide the image rendering. I think I can resume my experience the best way by saying this. Oh! Oh! Oh god, people enjoy this? People think this is better than actually drawing your shit? The only cool thing I've seen with AI is hand, face, and object tracking, because that's actually useful. That is actually useful. That is useful. Not all AI is shit there. Because honestly, what's really shit about AI is the AI bros, but we're trying not to start a war here. But like, oh my god, why? Like, this is horrible. It's not doing the add glow. At least not. That's why I had set it on multiply. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Ignore me, I'm an idiot. I made an AI brush system in Touch Designer because I was bored and got boring pretty quickly. Making the system was the fun part. Yeah, you see? Because, like, literally, when you render an image, like, you're not building the system here. You're literally, like, writing down a Google search, and then you render the image, and then you keep clicking until, and maybe adding a word or two, or taking one out, and then clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking, and hoping you get something close to what you got in mind. Let's not cause, wow, the hate can get intense. Yes! That's why I'm trying to be nice, but not too much. Not exactly known for being nice. But like, yeah, Gamer is right. AI can be used for certain things and actually be useful. Because there was a point, I believe it was either last year or late the year before, CSP was planning to add an AI renderer meant to add backgrounds to your pieces. Personally, I wanted to try it out. I wanted to at least try it out. If they were using their own assets, of course, you gotta understand, people got mad to a point that they couldn't, that they had to take it out, and that's okay. That's okay. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I wanted to try it out, but it makes sense that people got mad. You couldn't like confirm that they would use only their own assets. Clip Studio has their own official assets. You couldn't like make sure that they would create their own assets for that and not just pick and choose from what they got in the asset store. It's like I tell people, you want to start a war, go join the army. Yeah. And it's kind of like what I said earlier. I've known you for 10 minutes and I enjoy none of them. I'm not taking homework assignments from you from when people jump on Twitter and want me to debate with them. I'm not debating. If it doesn't make sense to you, I am not going to sit here and waste my time trying to convince you because you don't want to be convinced, you just want to argue. Like me, you can't convince me to try AI image generation again because I was bored out of my skull. It's not fun. You just click and click and click, and I remember thinking, especially on the in the Akuma.io version. A friend of mine is part of a group that works on fully autonomous rescue robots using AI. Another good use of AI. I use Twitter to look at people's art and that's it. Yeah, just go in, drop my shit, and go out. Because, like, there's some people, like, they are angry. They're so angry. And I'm like, calm down, boo. Why are you so mad? And to check if something is down. Oh, something's always down. It's Twitter. But, like, people are using AI image generation wrong is mostly what I'm getting at. Because I had somebody defend image generation by going, yeah, but now you get 100 variations of the same drawing and you don't have to draw them. And I'm like, if you need 100 variations of the same drawing, maybe you don't know what you want. You use a brush you made yourself or a modified version of someone else's. For this one, for Bootleg Cookie, I use Frienden's The Natural Brush. And then differently, I don't really edit inking brush myself. But what brushes I did do is usually to save other artists' risks, like in the food, in my food section. That one's not mine. There we go. I have some dill that I made. I got some cloves. I have some anise because the thing is, I specify AI image generation because AI art itself encompasses so many different things. Because Gamer is putting in a good argument here, because I do use a lot of pre-made brushes or brushes that other people made. but it's having the entire drawing done for you by just pressing a button that I have a problem with, because like I said, I remember thinking, especially with Akuma.io, this would be better if I drew this myself. But there are some stuff that I do encourage, so fellow artists save their wrists. And like, if I'm using a pre-made brush, I usually, if somebody asks me what it is, I usually share where I got it. Plus it helps the artist that came up with it. So yeah, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, we were talking about typos earlier. Yeah, eelization. There we go. Because another problem with AI image generation is that it causes people to think that all AI is lumped in the same thing. Because AI, I like the idea of some of those AI style filters, like putting a random selfie you took and AI makes it looks like a PS2 game. Personally, would never use those, but I get why other people like them. Yeah, like I see a lot of like AI filters used on Facebook because I'm a no people. And like, you know what? Let them have their fun. With image generation, there's also the thing that it tends to literally steal art from tons of people and then put it together poorly. One day they'll be able to render eyes and hands perfectly every time. Because look at me, I've been at this for, how old am I right now? I've been at this for like 37, 38 years. And I still can't handle hands correctly. But like, the discussion we're having here, the idea is not to shit on every AI thing, because AI is a very useful tool in different ways and section. Like if I decide to apply a noise filter, that's a form of AI. A very rudimentary form, but a form anyway. Or like the concept of auto actions here. This is my program, like I call it Illustration Basics. You guys can see it on screen. It's very small. They are getting a poncho. This dress has pockets. Foomp. And like, this is a form of AI because it's a program list of layers that I use for all my illustrations, and then I will add or delete layers as I go, but this list right here down there is the basics. We're almost done, people, but we're having an interesting conversation here. So like, that's why I was like totally into the idea of a background generator, because sometimes when you're at the end of your drawing and you feel kind of tired and you don't feel like adding a background, you just want to slap on something quick. It's a real treat to hear others' thought on certain subjects. Yeah, it's interesting. And we're literally having a normal conversation. Nobody's saying, you suck. Like, if I was the type to go, you suck, just because somebody did something that I don't like I don't like Adobe, and some of you guys use Adobe, I'm not gonna go, you suck, get out of my chat. I don't care. You're enjoying it, good. It's just a little touchier with AI image generation. But we're all clear on the fact that not all AI is shit, you know? Thanks for a fun show, sharing your comics looks awesome. Hi, Paul. Thank you, Paul. I knew you were here for a while because, well, Anonymous helped on my new paints, so yeah. Because, like, I'm a gimmick artist. I love tools and gimmicks. That's why I wanted to at least try AI image generation once and never again. And, whoops. There we go. But AI has its place. So really, what we're complaining about is not necessarily AI itself. It's people using it. Because some of them are really... Like, if there's one argument that I do not get, like, for AI and literally against art, is that we as artists gatekeep art away from people who can't draw. And that one argument just has me like... My brain already struggles to function because I got ADHD and it's not medicated. Hearing, well, at least reading that argument several times on Twitter, that we artists gatekeep art from normal people. Like, I thought I was living under a rock. Like, this is running on Twitch and on YouTube. If you just Google real quick art tutorial on YouTube, you get millions of videos. Who the hell is gatekeeping art? Who are they? That would have made for interesting stream, though. Not that this isn't interesting, because I'm having a blast right now. But, like, yeah, who gatekeeps art? I don't know, that one random high school art teacher you had? There's always one. Like, everybody, as far as I know, okay? I'm just going to finish this panel real quick, and we're going to go back to my big fat face full of acne. Because, now you got me going. I'm gonna look real quick. And I've already forgotten my argument. But I know it's about being gate kept away from art, and I just do not understand that. Okay, we're good. So I'm just gonna go back to my remote control here and get my big fat face back before we do the actual ending. There we go. No one except that. Like, as far as I know, every person has art classes in elementary school, in middle school. I believe you guys have that. I'm losing my voice. I'm so pissed off. Like, we're not even talking about AI art at this point. That's pissing me off. And like, art class is, as far as I know, mandatory from gatekeep. No, you want to try drawing? Send 20 books, YouTube videos, and brush back. That's literally what I do. Art classes are mandatory from elementary school to the end of high school. After that, it depends what you pick in college. You have access to art. Like, okay. Because because another argument is, yeah, but to get good art, you need good art supplies. Okay, fine. You want that one? Okay. Here's some Post-its. Here's a Ninja Turtle big pencil. This is gonna be super fast, so it's gonna be shitty, but I am currently making marks on the Post-it. Why is it that every time I want to prove a point, I always draw a Dragon Ball character? Of course, it's Dragon Ball, so they got gigantic ears. He's adult Goku, so he's gonna have a gigantic neck. Bam! There! Look! Here! Those art classes suck ass, though, at least the ones I had. Well, yeah, they're very basic. I remember that, but look! Here! Post-it note. Ninja Turtle Big Pen. So, camera that won't focus. Here you go! Goku! You know, that reminds me, I really gotta do that 10 seconds, 10 minutes, 1 hour challenge art for fun. Exactly! Yeah! You can do art with anything. Like, I don't have it on me right now because Mom carries it in her purse. But my first drawing, my first official drawing from 1985, I was 3, was made with notebook paper and Crayola markers. The little skinny ones, because we're fancy at my house. Because it's cool. And like, I can't draw if I don't have the big expensive pen and this and that and the special paper. I know I talked about special paper this morning. I've been at this for 30 some years, okay? By now I should have some nice art supplies. It's nice to have nice art supplies. You don't need the super expensive art supplies. There's a paint box out there that came out in like 2014, I think. They only made 6,000 exemplars of it, and it came out at $600,000 or something. $6,000, holy shit, 600,000. Wouldn't surprise me because like Gucci and Versace came out with some shit tier colored pencils. Anyway, good art supply. I spent $40 on my first graphic tablet and was scouted for the biggest graphic design school in my country. Didn't go to that school, but $40 tablet from China and you got something great to work with. Exactly! I read that pretty fast, but it's still on the screen. But exactly! That is the point. You're arguing that we don't need AI. What I'm arguing about is that you don't need expensive shit. My first Wacom, my first tablet was a Wacom, yeah, but it was a secondhand Raspberry. Literally, that was the color, Raspberry tablet that I only changed because it didn't work with a certain computer that I had bought at the time. Like, there were no drivers anymore, so then I got a Wacom, and then I got another Wacom, and stuff like that. I love my Wacom, but I don't need it for my work. Yeah! Exactly! Before I got tablets, I would draw with a mouse. I have drawn with an Atari controller. If you want to draw, you will find a way. If you don't want to draw, and you just want, like, the prestige, that's when you use AI image generation and shit on artists. It has to be both at the same time. Yeah, but you draw so good, you have a natural talent. What we have is drive. We use that drive to practice. The practice is what makes the art looks good. The mouse thing is so real. Oh my god. Anybody else but me drew a lot with because I don't know you guys' ages, okay? So anybody else but me drew a lot in Mario Paint with the SNES mouse. Show of hands. Like, if you want to draw, you gonna draw. You gonna find a way. Because you can't blame other artists for you not drawing. It's too late now, I'm old. It's never too late. I had a pixel artwork fully made with a mouse, and that's what got that school interested in me. See? 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 Listen to Gamer. Because, yeah, now I am mad. Because, like I said earlier, I don't like being accused of stuff I don't do. And if there's something I do not do is try to gatekeep art from other artists, especially budding artists. Because there are artists out there that don't really want to share their tools because I am too young to know that, but I had my 3DS. And that's another thing. Drawing. I used to draw animations on my DS. You know, like KK Flipnote? Except I am not as good as KK. Like, KK started and then he kept going and going and going and going. I made like 4. But like, for the exact same reason, some artists goes, I don't want to share my secrets and my tools because it was a real struggle for me to find these. And for that same reason, that's why I share my tools and the stuff I know and tips and stuff. If people ask me questions, I answer, because especially because it was a struggle for me to find this shit. I don't want it to be a struggle for other artists. Drawing is fun. I want them to draw. This is what I do. This is what I use. I mean, I would draw with the family computer growing up. Does that count? Yes. Because when I say I used to draw with an Atari controller, it was on my pappy's Commodore 64. It absolutely counts. You draw on an Etch-a-Sketch, it counts. You use a spirograph, it counts. Now, this is going to be a clip somewhere. It's an Etch-a-Sketch, folks. You would do original designs on a light brow. It counts. The younger cousin of mine figured out how to animate on Procreate before the animation software came out. See? 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 It's all drive. If you want to do art, you will find a way. That is my whole argument against artists gatekeep art from normal people. I am so red and I can't tell if it's the lighting in my room or just me being pissed off. Like, I'm not pissed off at anybody here. I'm just pissed off at the argument. I have seen it pass on Twitter several times. And I am just, like, shocked. Like, gatekeep! Parry the gatekeep! It's a good thing my parents went back on the second drive. They probably went to get some food for supper. Because my mom would probably be at the top of the stairs. Shiro, you okay? Like, where there's a will, there's a way. And we have a lot of wills, you know? So I don't want to hear that argument anymore. That AI bros use AI because... First of all, they're giving AI in general a bad reputation. Secondly, I don't know who is that artist that gatekept something from you and you resented them and then you blame all artists. Hashtag not all artists. But like, jeez. Like, if you ask something of an artist and they said no, you better believe you can just go on YouTube and look it up. There's going to be a super helpful Indian guy that's got a video on it. I assure you. By the way, thank you, Indian guys on YouTubes. You are the best. You don't tell the history of the software before explaining what I need to know. Love you all. Seriously. Ah! That Perry the Platypus thing wrecked my throat. So I believe we're going to finish the stream now. I am reachable outside if you guys want to keep this on going on text and absolutely like blow up my blood pressure. So we are going to the end screen as I try to calm myself a little bit. And as usual, extra special caramel drizzle, gold fleck, chocolate sprinkle thanks to our supporters on Patreon, Coffee, Divine Art, stuff like that. Amber B, Paul K, Miss Enovis, Sir E. Othered, I think that's how it's pronounced. Thank you for helping me with math when I still went to school, Indians. That was gamer. Carl Bloke, Takahashi, Kanako, and Badat multiplayers. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Next live stream, of course, is going to be next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. It's going to be the continuation, the second episode of Prep Time. There's going to be 3 episodes of that. They're already scripted. So there's going to be more of that. It's going to be fun. Hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. I had a lot of fun drawing it and talking about argument fallacies. God damn it. I'm French. Can you tell? And I'll see you guys next Sunday. That's a lot of fun. I love you all. And bye-bye.